do I have a dish for you today. Philly cheesesteak and pasta casserole. Everything we love about Philly cheesesteaks is going to go into this casserole. So in a large pot, I've got 32 ounces of water and then 32 ounces of some beef broth. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then to that we're going to add 8 ounces of some elbow pasta. Okay, so I've drained my pasta, all except for half a cup of the liquid that we're saving for the casserole. Okay, so now that our pasta is done, what I'm going to do is I've got 1 tablespoon of butter in my pan here. I'm going to add another tablespoon of oil. I'm going to start sizzling this up, and I've got 2 bell peppers and 1 onion that I'm going to dice up and put in there. So I'm definitely going to saute these down until they're nice and soft. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and add my onions. Oh, layers of flavor, you guys. Let's go ahead now and add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Lots of pepper. Okay, not a lot of pepper, but you know, season it to your taste. Okay, I'm going to saute these down, you guys, and I'm going to bring you back. Okay, so we're about 1 minute out from these vegetables being cooked. I've got some garlic here. I'm going to add about 1 to 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Y'all, because this is a casserole, we've got to add flavor to it. Okay, so I have a pack of Steakums here. Now, these have to be cooked. There's 1 pound in here, so you can use this, or you can use 1 pound of ground beef, or you can get like steak and cut it really, really thin and put that in there. They come looking like this here. And they just peel off of the paper. You can cut these into tiny little pieces. Now mine's been thawed out already, so I'm going to take it and put it into my peppers and onions and break it up. Kind of like you will ground beef. Now if yours isn't thawed, you can take them off the paper and then chop them up with a knife. Okay, so I've added all of my Steakums into my pan here, and I'm going to brown it up. It does cook very fast. Look at that. That's looking really good. Okay, just make sure that you salt, pepper, and you add an extra butter to it. The meat is now all nice and browned up. What I'm going to do is just kind of push it off to the side because I want to drain some of that grease out. I've got some paper towels here. I'm just going to lay it in the pan and then just kind of push it up against the meat. Easy cleanup. I have 8 ounces of cream cheese. Now that I've brought to room temperature. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put slices of it all around the meat, because what we want to do is melt this into there. Alright, I'm going to start combining this all together until that cream cheese is nice and mixed in. Okay, we have it nice and melted. What we're going to do is add, remember when we saved that half a cup of liquid that our pasta cooked into? We're going to pour that in here. Lovely layer of flavor. Okay, now we're going to carefully add our cooked pasta, and I'm going to mix it together. Now I've got some Swiss cheese, line everything up. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my burner. What I'm going to do now is get my 9 by 13 baking dish, and what we're going to do is just lightly spray it. Put everything that's in your pot into your casserole dish. Go ahead now, and we're going to layer some provolone cheese across the top of this. Okay, now you can use the slices or you can use the shreds, whichever one you want. All right, I'm going to place this in my preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Here's my bite. That tastes just like a Philly cheesesteak, the Texas way. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple, easy, and delicious Philly cheesesteak pizza. Now, it has all the yummy flavors of a Philly cheesesteak, and we're going to eat it in pizza form. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 400 degrees. Now, what I'm going to do first is we're going to make the Alfredo sauce, or a white sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and get my burner set to a medium-high, and I'm using a medium skillet here. To my skillet, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of garlic, minced. I'm going to add half a cup of heavy cream. We're going to add some salt and some pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Parmesan right here and I'm going to grate about half a cup into it. So this was just a 4-ingredient Alfredo sauce. You can use the jarred sauce if you would like, you know, but I like to make my own because I can put whatever I want into it. You can buy the Parmesan already shredded if you want to do that, that's fine. I like to grate my own because it's just got some great flavor. Stir this all up. I'm looking for this to be really thick, so I'm going to stir this up for just 1 minute. Kind of give it a taste. Oh my goodness. That is going to taste really delicious on that pizza. All right, I'm going to go ahead now and turn off my heat. And we're going to set this off to the side and we're going to start building our pizza crust and get that ready to go into the oven. Okay, so for the pizza crust, I'm just using store-bought rectangular shaped pizza dough that I'm just going to roll out onto my sheet pans here. Now, I've just got some parchment paper to place on top of the sheet pans. That way I can just easily get these off of the pan. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to take these out of the containers and then I'm going to lay them out on my sheet pan. And then I'm going to show you what's next. Alright, so I'm going to place these pizza doughs into my preheated oven at 400 degrees for 8 minutes. And then while that is cooking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and start making our peppers and onions. Okay, I've got a deep skillet here on medium-high, and I put 1.5 tablespoons of some butter, and I'm going to add just a little bit of some oil to go with it. I've got 2 beautiful green peppers here. What I'm going to do is slice them down the sides, getting big slices there. And then I'm just going to make slices. Another key opponent to a Philly cheesesteak. All right, now I'm just going to take those and just kind of cut them into thirds and place them in my pan here. All right, I'm going to give these a head start while I prepare my onion the same way. All right, let's add this to our peppers. Alright, let's stir this all together. Now this is a layer, so what we're going to do is salt and pepper. Oh my gosh, it smells so delicious in there. Okay, I'm going to continue cooking these down. Now while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead now. My oven is fixing to beep, telling me that my pizza dough are ready to come out of there. And then we're going to start preparing the Steakums. Okay, I got my Steakums out of the freezer. What I'm going to do is take them out of the package here. Now this is the 14 steaks package, and you can find this in the freezer section of your store. Okay, so they come like this, and there's paper in between all of the steaks. So I'm just going to lay it down here and show you that they look like that right there. Very thin. So these are going to cook pretty quickly. So I'm going to put these on the board and take all the papers out. While this is happening, just keep stirring those peppers and onions so we can get them nice and soft. And then what I'm going to do is I've got a pile of about 4 sets here. So I'm just going to take my knife here and then I'm just going to cut them. Just like that. Now I want these in bite-sized pieces, so I'm just going to turn them around and just kind of cut them in half, just like that. Now as I'm cutting these, I'm going to go ahead there and put them in my peppers and onions. I grew up with these, so I'm very familiar with Steakums. Keep that in mind that this recipe is for 2 pizzas. If you only want to make 1 pizza, then you can half the recipe if you'd like. We'll give this a stir and see where we're at. We need to add more. Because these will shrink up on you. So I'm going to put some more salt in. Some more cracked black pepper. Now at this point I'm going to go ahead now and add some garlic powder. Give a little sprinkle. Here, I'll let y'all see that. I'm going to finish cutting up my rest of my Steakums here, get those in there, and then we're going to bring you back when everything is nice and browned up in there. Alright, I'm going to take my sauce here, and I'm going to take about half of it and place it on each pizza crust. I'm just going to take a spoon and spread it around. I have this blend of mozzarella and provolone cheese, and I'm going to put about half a cup and sprinkle it on to the sauce there. So I'm just going to take my hand here and just kind of estimate and just evenly distribute that. You know, it's your pizza. Put whatever cheese you want on it. Alright, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our meat, peppers, and onion mixture, and we're going to just place it all over the pizza here. Alright, let's cheese it up. Another half a cup of cheese going on top. Okay, my pizzas are going to go back in my oven that's already been heated up at 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Now keep an eye on it around the 8-minute mark, okay? We're looking for the cheese to get nice and bubbly and a little color on it, and then also looking for the crust of this pizza to get nice and golden brown. Okay, I'll be back when I pull these out of the oven so we can try them. Okay, here goes my bite. Look at that. Philly cheesesteak pizza. All the flavors of a Philly cheesesteak. Alright y'all, today I am going to take one of my favorite sandwiches, a Philly cheesesteak, and I'm going to recreate it from a place that I really like to eat these, and that is Charlie's. We're going to put it together at home so I don't have to leave to go get one. Alright y'all, so I have 3 peppers right here, and I've got about 2½ onions right here. Now what I'm going to do is just take each pepper and cut all 4 sides down. And then what we're going to do is just make our slices. These are going to be sauteed down, so they're going to be really delicious. If you want to put mushrooms in, then go ahead and put mushrooms in it. It's fine. It's your sandwich. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and put all of these into my bowl. I'm going to take these and put them in my bowl, break them up, break them up, break them up. Alright y'all, so I have my peppers and onions all cut up here. Now I'm working with a griddle, and I'm getting it nice and hot, and add some oil. I'm going to add some butter. There we go. Alright, it is looking really good on my griddle. I did lose some butter down there, didn't I? Alright, we don't want that there. Let's get our peppers and onions and start putting them on our griddle. Oh, you hear that sizzle? Now, I'm making 4 sandwiches for my family today, so you can adjust this by how many other sandwiches that you want to make. We're going to cook these down first. I've got some cracked black pepper that I'm going to put all over these. We got to season. Crack some pink Himalayan salt on them. Got a spatula here so we can keep these things moving. I'm going to bring you back when these are about halfway done. Alright, I'm going to try an onion. Oh, they're nice and caramelized. I'm going to bring you up for a closer look, and then we're going to pull these off. Alright. Y'all see these? Oh my gosh. Let me hold my bowl up here. Hold that for you. What do you think? Now I'm going to leave the seasoning, oil, and everything on the pan here. That'll just give that meat some flavor. Alright, I'm going to go ahead now and get the meat ready to go. Alright y'all, so with my Steakums here, there's like 21 steaks in here. Now they come in a nice package like this. Now I've left my griddle on. I'm going to pull off each piece of paper here. And it looks like it's got 2 pieces on each one. So I'm going to take it off. And then I'm just going to lay it on my pan here. And once I get them all on here, we're going to salt and pepper them. Got to season every layer of... I like the griddle because you can put a lot of them on there. Now if you don't have a griddle, just use a large frying pan and use 2 of them. I would use one to do the peppers and onions and then get your meat going and have them all done. Now as they're finishing cooking, I'm just going to kind of, did you see that? Break it apart. The Steakums can be found in the frozen section of your store. Alright y'all, I'm going to do one more batch and then we'll be right back. Alright. Oh, look at that. Alright y'all, so I've got my buttered bun here. I'm just going to flip it over onto my grill top here. What this will do is melt that butter into the bun and make it soft so we can build our sandwich. Oh my gosh y'all, can y'all see that? Alright y'all, we're going to go ahead now and add some peppers and onions back to our grill here. We're going to build our sandwich. Put some of the meat on there. Alright, mix it up. Alright y'all, I'm going to go ahead now and I've got my provolone cheese here in round slices. We're going to go ahead and lay that right across my sandwich. Alright, I'm just going to lay a lid on it. Help melt that cheese in there. I got my bun here. Woo, y'all ready for this one? There's my homemade Philly cheesesteak, recreated from what I usually like to get from Charlie's. Oh yeah, that's it right there, y'all. Come along with me as we get started making these Philly cheesesteak sliders. Alright, so what we're going to do to start with is open a package here of buns. I'm not going to split these up into little buns. I'm going to leave them whole just the way they come out of the package like this. Just like that. I'm going to take a big bread knife and I'm going to slice down lengthwise all the way down to the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to take the top layer off and put it on a plate. We're going to use that later. We're going to take the bottom layer here that's still whole and we're going to lay that in our baking dish. I'm using a 9 by 13 baking dish right now. So now we're going to start the next layer, which is our peppers and onions. So we're going to be taking 1 green bell pepper and 1 onion and I'm going to dice them up. Now the easiest way for me to dice up a pepper is to cut down all 4 sides of it with the skin side down. I just make my slices, put them all in a row there, and then just give them a dice. With my yellow onion, I'm going to cut off both sides. I'll just cut it in half, peel off the outer layer. I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way through the onion, making slices. Okay, I stand it on its end. And then just make 3 slices down this way, about 3/4 of the way down. Lay them back flat, and then just drag your knife through, and there's your dices. So I've put about 1 tablespoon of butter into my pan here to saute my diced up onions and peppers. Start adding it all in there. I'm going to add a little bit of flavor, some salt, and pepper. Give that a mix. It'll take about 5 minutes to get these to a softened, kind of with a little brown to them stage. So we'll be right back. Alright, so while these are sauteing down, I did preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Peppers and onions are done. So I'm going to take these out and add these to my bowl. I've opened up my pack of Steakums. I have 2 packs of these, and this is what they look like. I put another tablespoon of butter into my pan. Lay these in the pan just like that. You just move them around. And go ahead and add a little flavor to it while it cooks, some salt and some pepper. Now this is 1 pack, so once these are done, I will put in the other pack. Once you start seeing that they're brown on one side, you can flip them over. They can cook on the other side. You want this on a medium high. All right, I'm pulling the first batch out. All right, second batch. I've got everything laid out and ready to go to start building my Philly cheesesteak sliders. Take my mayonnaise and I'm going to slather it kind of thinly on the bottoms of my rolls here that I have placed here. Steakums that I've cooked up. Load these up, y'all. All right, the next step is going to be our peppers and onions that I had browned up a little bit and softened. So we're just going to put these right on top of the meat. Provolone cheese, about 6 slices. Let's cover it up. Top layer of our buns, we're going to lay right across the top of the cheese. Just like that. I've melted about 2 tablespoons of butter here, and I'm going to slather it across the top of the buns. Oh yeah, you didn't know I was going there, did you? We're done. I'm going to put it in the oven that was preheating at 350 degrees. It'll go in there uncovered for 10 minutes. I'm going to pull it out really quick, layer a thing of tin foil over the top of it, put it back in for another 10 minutes. We just want a nice golden color on these with melted cheese and a nice delicious smell. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to let these cool down for about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and try to cut into them and just break them apart. All right, I'm going to take some out and we're going to see what they look like. Oh, look at that. Because I'm ready to try one of these. Look at that. All right. Oh, I'm going in. Mmm. That is so delicious. Mmm. All right, give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, y'all, make sure you subscribe, hit the big red button, and also the bell notification. I will see you on my next episode.